So I just saw Frozen. Where do I even start? So I was really apprehensive about seeing this movie for a lot of reasons. Mike Luckas invited me to go check it out, and I was like, all right, if I'm not going to go see it with my best friend, I don't know who I'm going to see it with, and I did. I was hearing nothing but good things about it from everybody ever. I was hearing it's the best Disney animated movie since Lion King, and I'm like, all right, if like people are saying shit like that, I need to go see this. So I did. It's not a bad movie. I really, really didn't enjoy it, and I don't know exactly what it is that I didn't like about it. So I'm gonna use this to dissect through it a little bit and figure out what it was that was off-putting me so much. But just take note, I don't think it's a bad movie, so if you're listening to this and you enjoyed it, please don't take it the wrong way. I'm not judging anybody for thinking it's amazing. That's totally cool. But I'm gonna try to really look at what it is that was not clicking for me with this one. And to start with that, I'm gonna go through the things that I did enjoy about it and did think were well done. I'll start with the music, because the first thing I did regarding anything really, because I was very off-put by like the trailers and stuff, as is often the case with animated movies for a lot of people. But I did see the Let It Go animation on the Disney YouTube channel the day before I went to go see it, and I really liked it. I liked the song, I liked the animation, and I think that the music overall is pretty catchy. It's very well implemented into Mike Luckas said this, that it's very well implemented into the animation and the story. It feels like a musical. Like it feels much more like the songs worked for what was going on, more so than like Tangled or Princess and the Frog, to me personally. Not a lot of the songs were super memorable. I can see why Let It Go is the big popular one, because it's clearly the best one. But also, Mike pointed out, they kind of just forget about the fact that it's a musical movie, like towards the end of it. I guess because there was no real moment to integrate that in anywhere when they probably could have. And it's like, oh, okay, well, so that was a little weird. But yeah, overall, the music was pretty okay. Animation, which ties into that, and the set design as well. Obviously gorgeous. It's a Disney movie, so of course it's going to be, amazing animation. In particular, the Let It Go stuff and the snow effects, and Olaf was very cleverly animated. Real strong 2D sensibilities in 3D models. As for the 3D models, on character design, wasn't a big fan. Been seeing a lot of people having criticisms over it. I found them to be kind of bland, honestly. I'm kind of on the same page with a lot of people regarding the whole, like, the sisters look like they split Rapunzel's character model into two halves, and the guy characters are a little more interesting. I mean, Hans and Kristoff, they're basically just the recycled, unused, Bara Flynn Rider design, as people call it, the bigger, more muscular version of him. It's that design of him kind of implemented into the two other guy characters. So they're just kind of bland. I don't know. They're fine. They work well. They're very beautifully animated, but just the designs themselves are just kind of like, nothing special to me personally. Voice performances, all generally good. Nothing stand out necessarily. Not in a bad way, just I don't know who any of the cast members are. I don't know who any of these celebs are. But they all did pretty good. Highlights, Maurice LaMarche got a named character in there, which was kind of cool. It's like, oh, neat. Nice when they throw actual voice actors or something in these animated movies. So that was neat, yeah. One thing I will say, and this isn't to discredit the guy. I don't know who played Olaf. I forget the guy's name, but something about the direction of that, and he was fine. His performance was good, but just like, for me, I was just hearing like, I'm some comedian that the director or producer really liked or something. I couldn't help but feel like that kind of thing bleeding through the character more than like when he was supposed to be genuine. And I guess that's not really a fault on anybody in particular. Just that's kind of the way that like it came off to me, but it wasn't that bad. The dialogue, which is something that I'm the most critical about when it comes to movies in general, animated or otherwise. And the dialogue was all flowing very naturally. The voice performances worked very well with it. There wasn't anything that was really like that off or anything at all. I liked it. That stuff can be hard to get right sometimes, and I'm super picky about it, and nothing was off to me during that, so I did like that. Story, overall. Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Story. A lot of Disney tropes. I'm not too off-put by it's not the Snow Queen story, really. They're screwed that up. It's like, Disney has taken liberties on many, many, many classic fairy tales and books. This is nothing different. It would be neat to see if they did like an actual Snow Queen adaptation as opposed to the way that they did this one. But I mean, for what it was, it wasn't a bad setup inherently or anything. Having the two sisters and whatever, it was fine. So conceptually, I thought it was okay. The pacing was very like, there was not enough time to get to know anybody. It didn't feel like there was, because everything took place over like a couple days. And a lot of proclamations of very strong feelings being thrown around by very human characters that I don't think really get that easily. I think this comes down to my biggest problem. I found almost all of the characters in this movie to be extremely unlikable. In fact, to be very blunt about it, at the behest of whatever, I found, in particular, the 4 lead human characters, I found them to be all very unlikable, like, pretty douchebags. And it's very strange, because how often do you hear, like, the only characters that I thought were genuine in this Disney movie were the mascot characters that they want you to buy lots of toys of. Because Sven, the reindeer, was fine, and Olaf was fine, and like, his genuine personality worked very well. And the celebrity bleeding through didn't necessarily hurt that too much for me. But, like, Anna, Elsa, Esla, sorry, whatever. Hans and Kristoff just were all like variations of pretty douchebags. That's what they felt like to me. Like, I don't know. This is what's really hard to describe. I feel like it's a combination of the designs are all very bland. Everybody's very beautiful. Everybody's very like selfish and like. Just, I wish I could describe. I know I need to back this up. I wish I just knew how to describe this better. Like, the biggest thing, as I'm trying to ramble these thoughts off, like, I was annoyed about this from the trailer, and I was hoping it wasn't going to be that bad, and it ended up being exactly what I thought it was. That like every guy character, like, proclaiming love and like love being thrown around so easily by everybody. It was like, come on. And I got like where everybody was coming from. It just felt so like factoried and like fake, you know? Like, just the characters came off as just like very, very like inhuman. Like the moments where I was feeling like some sort of like human nature was like I kind of did Esla's story arc, like, more conceptually, not so much the execution of it, to be honest, because you don't really get to know her and Anna's relationship that deeply, aside from the very beginning of the movie, and that's kind of it. That's like all we get. And she just had issues, and like didn't know how to deal with them. But I don't know, she was a little relatable. And then Kristoff was entertaining. I liked his sense of humor. Like some of his little quirks and stuff. But then between the stuff like I'm playing my guitar to my reindeer about how much people suck, and then the like immediate like, you married a guy that you met in one day, I'm clearly jealous and being really transparent. I'm just like, dude, fuck you. Like, that stuff was just making me like roll my eyes so hard, you know, in tandem with just like, and then with Anna and Hans were just like, I hated them. Like, and especially in the beginning, like I grew to be like with them towards the end, but in the beginning I was just like, I hate both of these characters. Like, immediately. And I hate to say that. I genuinely hate to say this. I hate to say this stuff because Tangled was like such a like unexpected pleasure. Like, really, I went into seeing that movie with no expectation whatsoever, and I loved it, and it was super inspiring to me, and like made me like want to write like a movie, and like made me want to do a film someday. And Wreck-It Ralph was phenomenal, and it meant a lot to me just personally. It like made me very like comfortable with who I am as a person, and just it's like I love what Disney Animation's been doing. Like, I love these movies, and I love Princess and the Frog before that too. I know that kind of has like some mixed reaction, and people don't like it as much when they look back on it, but I love that movie too. So, and the weird thing was, I didn't have high expectation for Frozen because I went into it thinking like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this at all, and like just like it was weird. Like, on the track record, I'm like, I don't know, and then I saw the trailers, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like this, and I was hoping to maybe be like pleasantly surprised, and I wasn't. I like, my expectations of I'm not going to like this probably were met, but it has to do with I didn't like it and not I think it's bad. I think that it's I see what other people see in the movie, and I see why people very much enjoy it, and again, that's totally cool. So if you liked it, I'm not looking down on you. I'm not judging or anything. But I just, the characters just really like gave me like bad feelings. And even, unfortunately, even by the end, when like, obviously spoiler territory at this point if you haven't already figured it out, the sacrificial kind of actions that the characters take towards the end of the movie, even by the time they were doing that, I'm just like, I don't care enough. I've not been invested enough. I don't have the necessary positive feelings towards these characters to care. Even though all the elements should have been in the right place, I was just like, it's like the connection was just not there. So I'm upset. I'm upset about it, and I don't know what Disney Animation has planned next. I got to look that up later, but yeah, just I was really disheartened, and I don't know, because it's like, again, everything should have been in the right place. That I should have loved this movie, but unfortunately I really didn't. But I don't know. Am I crazy for thinking these things? Was anybody on the same page as me about this? TLDR, I felt most of the characters were really unlikable, especially the human characters. It was a tier of, I hated Anna and Hans, I tolerated Kristoff and Esla, and I enjoyed Sven and Olaf. And overall, I think it's an okay film, but I really didn't like it. So, did you guys enjoy it? Did you think that it was a decent movie? Did you like a certain particular character? Am I nuts for thinking any of this? Am I justified for thinking any of this? Do you get where I'm coming from? Do you agree with any of this? Let me know. Especially on this one more than the other vlogs. And I'm not looking for new topics unless maybe something comes up, and I'll see about how that goes. But comment, tell me like, if am I like, mainly, am I nuts for thinking this? Am I just like, have I got to stick up my ass or whatever? I really try to be like accepting of new stuff. I don't try to be like a super big snob about animated movies, because like, I get where these people are coming from, and they work so hard on this stuff, and it's amazing. And I don't want to be like, I'm such a critic, I'm an expert, blah blah blah, I know shit. That's why I'm trying to like really put emphasis on, I just didn't like it. I don't necessarily think it's bad, but tell me your thoughts. Leave a comment about it, because I want to know. I really want to read through and see what people think about this. So, yeah, leave a comment. You know all the drill. Blah, blah, blah. Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, all that. Like the video if you liked it, if you agree. Don't dislike it if you disagreed. Go easy on me. Yeah, let me know your thoughts, and thanks for hearing me out, guys.